Welcome to Hub City Now with your host, Tyrone Tony Reed.
Hello and welcome to Hub City Now. I'm your host, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. And on today we have with us Mr. Harold D. Nance, who's Executive Director of Jonah Affordable Housing Organization. Thank you for being here with us today, Mr. Nance.
Thank you, Tony, for asking me to participate in your program.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm from a little bit of everywhere. I was born in Murray City, Tennessee.
Okay.
And spent about half my life in Murray City and the other half in St. Louis.
Okay.
Where my mother migrated, my mother and stepfather migrated to St. Louis, and so I was back and forth.
Right.
I always refer to myself as the original little bit of country and a little bit of rock and roll. So I did a little bit of both. Okay. And then I did my secondary schooling in Alamo or Crockett County, and then I went to college in St. Louis at SIU and Washington University.
Okay.
So that, and then I started working for Southwestern Bell Telephone Company, which is not South Central Bell, but right. Southwestern, and it was really Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas. Okay. And so I had a 36-year career with them.
Wow. And
then retired and moved back to West Tennessee. So
what
moved
brought
back to
you
Alamo.
back?
My grandmother and my mother-in-law at the time, they were still living, and my wife and I decided to move back to be closer to them. Okay. And so we moved back, and then I guess with my marketing and sales training at South Central Bell, and that's kind of what I do. I couldn't just sit at home and cut my yard and sit in the backyard, so I was looking for something else to do, and this turned up. So tell
us about Jonah Affordable Housing Organization. How did that come about? How did you become involved with?
Yeah, Jonah Affordable Housing started actually in 1995, I believe, by a lady that was the original executive director, Shirley Richmond. Okay. And it came about because there was a need for housing, and there was also some funds that were set aside by HUD to actually fund community housing development organizations. Okay. So Shirley and a group of people saw the wisdom to create one of those, and they worked with Jackson Housing to get that done, and that's how it really got started. Okay. And we actually have a charter to serve all counties west of the Tennessee River, with the exception of Shelby.
Oh, okay.
But that's not where we've concentrated our efforts. Since we're in Jackson, we've just concentrated our efforts with Jackson and surrounding counties at this point.
Okay. And so it says that the existing projects that you all currently have are in Crockett County, Gibson County, Haywood County, and Madison County.
That's right.
I'm going to wait till after the break to get into like exactly the specifics of those projects.
Okay.
It says here that the vision of the organization is to develop effective, lasting partnerships that will assist. How do you pronounce the acronym? Do you say?
There's a whole bunch of ways to say that. I think at the office, if I were to quote one of our employees that's been there for quite a while, it's JAHO.
JAHO. Okay.
But we most people refer to us as Jonah, and we accept that. Okay. For whatever reason, and so Jonah Affordable Housing, and I won't go into the rest of that. But
it's to assist Jonah in improving the lives of residents who seek decent and affordable housing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We really pride ourselves, and it's our goal to provide really nice housing. And by that I mean we're going to keep them maintained. We're going to keep everything in working condition. We expect our tenants to do the same. If they don't, we do visits, home visits, just to make sure that our property is well maintained. And we want to be known for that. We don't want to have property that's not well kept, and we don't want to have tenants that won't keep them up and do right by our properties. And so our goal is to really and truly provide some good rental property, because the rental industry is a difficult one, and it has all ranges of providers. But we want to be one that when you rent one of our properties, you can rest assured they will be taken care of.
Right. So are these rent to owns, or is just rent? It's just
point is just rent.
Okay.
We were steered into this particular segment by Winston Henning at the Jackson Housing. When at one point we had two different community development organizations in Jackson. One was kind of doing a homeownership program, and we were doing a rental program, and that was kind of intentional. Mm-hmm. And with that, I want to add that Winston is really the reason why I got involved with Jonah Affordable Housing. We were at a function. At one point, he knew I was retired, and he knew this organization. Hey, it's something you ought to consider doing. You think you could help the organization? So he actually put the hook in me to get involved in this, and it has been good for me. Mm-hmm. But with that, we decided to do rentals just because it's a different little segment. Right. The reason I like it is because it is a good revenue stream, and it's a steady revenue stream if you keep it going. And as you know, with anything with if you don't have cash flow, you can't operate. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. And so I think that has been the reason for our survival through the 2008 downturn in the market. Right. The fact that we had some revolving revenue, and that we were able to continue to get funds from HUD and from Jackson Housing as well as THDA, that to continue to build and grow, that really made us survive. It caused us to survive. And so we still stick with that. We have people, though, that constantly ask us, when are we going to start allowing people to purchase homes? So this year we're going to investigate just what it would take to maybe go from a rental to a home ownership to a leasing program or something like that. But we do like where we are. I wanted to state that. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
It says that the organizational structure is composed of 9 to 15 member board of directors representing the counties. Is that how many do you all have currently right now? Do you know?
We've got 11 now. 11. Okay. That's also an interesting piece. We try to get board members that fit a certain category, meet a certain need. You know, we want people that can really advise us into housing. Like we're looking for construction worker or a contractor to be on our board. We have a minister on our board. We have an attorney on our board. We have couple of retired educators on our board. So we want a spectrum of people. In fact, we have a tenant on our board. Yeah, and so that kind of keeps us in tune with our mission, but also gives us some expertise in the areas that we think we need it. And we are looking for, and I'll say this is when we're looking for a couple more board members that we could add. But we want them to bring something that's actually going to benefit the organization. Right. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk more with Mr. Nance about Jonah Affordable Housing Organization, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes. Hello, and welcome back to Hub City Now. We are back with Harold D. Nance, Executive Director of Jonah Affordable Housing Organization. Mr. Nance, can you tell us a little bit about the accomplishments of Jonah so far?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. We, over the past year, we've added 5 houses. We actually added 3 houses over the past year. The year before that, we did 5 houses. Immediately, though, finishing up this fiscal year, we added 2 duplexes. One at 128 Gate Street, another one at 227 Lenore Street. And they are 1-bedroom duplexes. And the aim for those, or the intended target, is senior citizens, 60 years and older, and we completed those at the end of June. And actually, Tony, all 4 have been rented. So we've been blessed with that, and then we entered into another phase 2 at 57 Courtney Cove. We rehabbed a house that is fully handicap equipped. And so we're very excited about that. We have a young man in it now that is wheelchair bound. It's a perfect place for him. I think he really enjoys it.
That's good.
So we're meeting a need there. And then the houses that we did just prior to that, we did 5 houses in Humboldt. And those were typically 3. We had 1 2-bedroom, and then we had 4 3-bedrooms, and those have all been rented as well. So we are meeting a need. And then we're going. This year, we're applying for at least 5 other grants to do some of the same thing. We'd love to get a grant to continue those 1-bedroom duplexes that's aimed towards senior citizens.
Right.
There's a little gap there. There's a need for that one.
Right.
And so we're doing that.
What's the is there an application process to be qualified for one of these housings, and what's that what is that like?
Yeah, it's easy. Actually, you can do it over. You can pull it off our website, or you can come by our office and pick up an application. Our target, because we are a HUD funded organization, our target is families that are 80% or below the median income for the county in which they live.
Okay.
And it's based on family size.
Okay.
So typically in Jackson, a 3-person family who makes, let's say, $40,000 or less will typically qualify for a 3-bedroom home.
Okay.
And then the way we have to interview and assign our housing or accept tenants along that basis, but we also check for the ability to pay.
Right.
So we don't have a program. The other thing I would also like to say though too is that we do accept Section 8.
Okay.
So Section 8 voucher works with us just as well too. We'll take that as well. But that's typically how it works.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your annual gala, and there's somebody you wanted to shout out.
Yeah, I do. I want to promote, highlight, and recognize my not my board chairman, but my fundraiser chairman, who's Doug Roth at Bank Corp South. He is a how do you say it? He's a drum major. He's a guy out front. He means what he says, and he gets it done. He's really been good for us. With under Doug's guidance and tutelage and leadership with the gala, we've taken it from I think the last couple of years we've gone from about $5,000 in gross revenue to this year we were right at 16.
Wow.
Our goal is to do 20. So coming up this year, March 16, for this fiscal year, but March 16, 2018 will be our next gala.
Okay.
And we will start to put information out on that at that time.
Okay.
And some of our I think I got our sponsors here with me, but some of our sponsors, in addition to Bank Corp South, is
Baskerville Funeral Home, who's one of our sponsors.
Oh yeah,
sponsors.
yeah. They've been with us for a long time. A Plus Insurance, Alexander Thompson Arnold. City has been a wonderful sponsor. West Tennessee Healthcare, First Tennessee Bank. Haywood County has been with us since inception. Lane College has been a sponsor. City of Jackson is a great sponsor, as I said before. And then last year we picked up Clayton Foundation, Commercial Bank and Trust, and Gary Taylor Investments. Okay. So in order to get to that goal that we're after, we need some more sponsors. Right. So we'd like for some folks to come on board. But let me just say a little bit about our gala to make folk really want to come.
Okay.
It's fun. We don't do a lot of anything except having fun.
Right.
Our format is you come in, make yourself welcome. We have and it's not a dinner, it's not a banquet. It's a heavy hors d'oeuvre with stations, heavy hors d'oeuvres. We recognize some community leaders, about 15, 20 minutes worth of stuff. Right. And then we just let folks go back to where they used to be, and they dance until their legs can't take it anymore, right? So it's a fun event. It's a good event, and it's a fun event. And again, like I say, without Doug, it wouldn't be as good as it is. But he's been a good chairperson, and we'd like to invite people to come out and enjoy it with us.
All right. Well, that's Jonah Affordable Housing Organization. We've been talking with Mr. Harold D. Nance, Executive Director. If you need to get in contact with him, you can email him at hdncknance@click1.net. That's the number one, click1.net. Again, that email is hdncknance@click1.net. You can call 731-427-0817. You can also email JAHO513@att.net, and you can visit them on the web at www.jahotn.org. That's jahotn.org. You can also can they come in and visit you all too?
Anytime.
513 North Royal Street. That's in Jackson, Tennessee. That's 513 North Royal Street. You can also, if you want to make I guess you all take donations?
Yes,
also?
sir, we do.
Donations, you can mail that to P.O. Box 7444, Jackson, Tennessee 38302. That's P.O. Box 7444, Jackson, Tennessee 38302. Or bring that check or money to 513 North Royal Street and make a donation. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah. I'd like to just tell you kind of what we do in the community outside of just providing housing. We try to participate with the African American Chamber of Commerce. We support their golf tournament, their jewel awards. Mm-hmm. We put a float in the Lane College Parade every year. Okay. And we try to help Lane as much as we can. We work with the Jackson Chamber of Commerce, heavily involved with the nonprofit roundtable at the Jackson Chamber. Mm-hmm. So we want to be not only a good provider of some decent housing, we also want to be known as a good community citizen. Mm-hmm. And so we work in our community. Right. We go out and volunteer and do things in our community. And most of our board members are the same way. They're involved in chambers in their particular areas, or they're doing some other things. So we're just not in a little, we're just not keep to ourselves. Right. We're trying to get out, help the community. That's right, Tony. Right. That's exactly what we're trying to do.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Before I end it, I want to say a special shout out to my Aunt Margaret Rogers, who works with you all.
Oh, good deal.
So I'll
deal.
make sure to put
good
that
deal.
in there.
Good deal.
But thank you so much. And when you all get the gala ready, just come on back and let us know, and we'll have you back on the show to talk about the gala.
Appreciate
So
Appreciate
everybody
it.
will know about that.
Okay.
And thank you for all the work that you're doing in the community. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Tony, for inviting us.
All right. We'll be right back after these messages. Hello and welcome back to Hub City Now. We are here. We have a special guest with us today. Bill Marable, the CEO and publisher with CrimesScene Examiner News, isn't here today, but his daughter has taken his place. And she's the senior editor, and she has a whole bunch of other titles. But we're happy to have Shanika Douglas on here with us today. And I'm going to let her tell a little bit about herself and what she does with the CrimesScene Examiner News.
Hi, my name is Shanika Douglas. I'm with the CrimesScene Examiner News. I do a little bit of everything: distribution, reporting, photographer. If you get an email, it's probably from me. If you see a post on Facebook or our website, it's probably from me.
All right. Well, what is it like working with your dad?
It's all right. It's just like a boss-employee relationship.
Right. Well, and what is it? How does it make you feel to see your dad? He's an entrepreneur, businessman, and you're in that with him now. What has that been like the past couple of years?
It's been all right. It's been pretty cool. I kind of feel my way around the business. Just doing whatever needs to be done to make things happen.
Right. So, what's in this week's Crime Scene Examiner News? What can we expect to see?
This week in the crime scene, we have an interview from Brownsville Mayor Bill Rawls Jr. He talks about Haywood County Ambulance Authority, the city's quest to get its hospital service restored.
I know,
and the new farmers market.
And I remember him. Remember that going on because it's so far to if there's nothing there, then you got to go to Memphis or you got to come up here to Jackson.
Yeah, I remember going to one of those NAACP press conferences about the hospitals.
Right,
and stuff
that's
closing.
crazy. Yeah.
We also have Camille Siobhan. She has an interview with the Jacksons.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on your Facebook page.
She was, what is it, Jackie?
It's Tito. Yeah, Jackie and.
I know I seen her in the pictures.
It Marlon? I can't remember. I can't. But yeah, they're in there. Everybody except Jermaine.
Yeah, I think the only Jackson I probably would know is Michael.
Oh, okay.
If I just walked by him down the street, I probably wouldn't know nobody.
I only know Tito because my sister was in love with his sons 3T when they had their own group. So.
Yeah. We also have Ricky Brown's Brown Beat, which would be whatever community news is going on around town. Okay. And he'll have his Reader of the Week.
Okay.
And this week in West Tennessee's Outdoors with Sam Ray, he has an interview with Lovey Marable about fishing.
Oh, okay. That's a relative of yours.
Yeah, that's my little brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He does a lot of fishing and
I've seen some
horse
of his
training.
Pictures. Yeah, I've seen some of the pictures on there. Man, that's a big fish.
Yeah, he does fishing every day.
Okay.
And along with that, on our website, you can find some. I went and caught the students at Rose Hill looking at the eclipse yesterday.
Okay.
So I have an article about that. The teachers had them go a little further than just looking at the eclipse. They had them checking out the weather and the temperature gauges and all that stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
that's cool.
I have pictures of them doing that. And
Did anybody see the space station?
I don't think they did. Nobody mentioned it to
Yeah.
me if they did, but they were. They seemed like they were very interested in
That's
seeing the
cool. I think
eclipse. I'm very
everybody
amazed
was.
by it, especially to see it through the glasses.
Right.
I know my son was. He's in pre-K right now, and they didn't get to do it, but I
Oh,
found
really?
him a pair of glasses, and I let him look when he got out of school, and I videoed that too. Y'all can follow me
Okay.
on
Go ahead.
Instagram at Shanika Douglas 1247. I have the locations of where we drop off the papers every week.
Okay.
Just whenever I'm out covering events, I go live on there or post videos and photos.
Okay.
And that goes to our Facebook page, which is the CrimesScene Examiner. It's a like page.
Okay.
And our website is cscnewsnow.com.
All right. Anything in the news that's piqued your curiosity or your interest lately in America?
It's just this, I guess the whole Trump.
Uh,
He is,
yeah. It's,
everything he has going on is kind of weird. And
well, by the time this airs, it'll be Sunday. This airs on Sunday. So, but for those who don't know, the president doesn't like to be trumped by anything else. So even though that was the day that everybody was looking up at the eclipse, he decided to have
I didn't even know he had a press conference. I heard about it on the radio this
really?
morning.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know he had a
Yeah,
press
I
conference.
heard about it the day before the eclipse that he was going to be having a press conference, and I said, of course he is, because
Ain't nobody paying attention.
Right. But yeah, I mean, he said all he had to say without saying anything. I mean, Afghanistan. We need to win this war. Well, what are you? Are you finna send more troops? Are you finna take us out? What,
To me,
nothing.
it sounded like they said that he was saying that they're gonna go for war and not to make
Right.
the country civilized. We're just going to do what we got to do and come on up out of there.
It's crazy.
And
Every,
I don't
every
understand.
president has said. I mean, it's just I don't understand either. I don't think he understands. And then he said we're not going to make it about the numbers. We're not going to give numbers.
It is about the numbers.
Right. I
We
mean,
need
how many
numbers.
are you going to send over there? So we will know, what you're doing, and have your general said this will be the number of people that we need in order to get this over with, so we can come out.
Yeah, because it would tell them whether or not they need to do a draft or not.
Right,
But
right.
just if you got people already there ready to go, do you need that number or do you need more than that number?
And
That's
somebody
what most
brought
people
up a
wanna
good
know.
point where they said, and he didn't mention the fact that he's trying to get transgender and LGBT people out of it, So you're taking away the number of troops that you got who are willing to be in there to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He doing the most.
Woo. Yeah. Anything else that you've seen? Anything? A lot of statues are still getting taken down. A lot of people protesting. I seen in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, where some people got arrested, and
What are they taking down in Memphis?
I want to say Tom Lee. They have some. It may not be Tom Lee. There is a Confederate statue of a guy on a horse. I can't remember who it was. Off the
Hey,
top
we
of
got
my
one of
head.
those in every town.
Apparently we do. But it's good to take those things down because, I mean, they serve as a reminder. I mean, those are celebrate those people who believed in slavery and wanted those things and believed that we were less than who we are, less than human beings. At the same time, it's not going to change the way somebody feels towards black people.
No, I don't think taking the statues down would change. I mean, it would just be a talking point. Say if you walking by, explain to your kids what he did, who he was,
Right.
kind of thing, instead of.
It's been here all these years.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff that you would have to take down in schools and everything that are
change
named after these
and
people.
Streets and highways and
yeah, it's a lot of stuff that would have to be changed. I would say just explain what they are. I mean, you don't have to be all negative. You can say he did this, he did that, good. Right. But on the other side, he did this, did this, did this. Right. It would just be a talking point. It's a history lesson for the kids.
Right. Well, we thank you so much for being on the show with us. Please come back again.
You're welcome. I hope he let me come back again.
But we want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank the CrimesScene Examiner News for being a sponsor, Baskerville Funeral Home, City of Brownsville, Nell Huntsman's Flower Box, R&R Custom Wheels and Tires Express, and Styles Menswear. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This has been Hub City Now. And we will see you next week. We'll talk to you next week, and you all have a wonderful and blessed week.